a couple of other introductory remarks. When I think about the theme, God and the natural sciences, I think of two conversations. And here they are. Here's the most common form of conversation. So you stand in the sciences, and with the authority and so on of the sciences, you ask questions about God. And mainly that's what students want to do. And usually they're skeptical or doubting or questions to do with the problems that science creates for belief in God. There's another conversation which starts with God as the creator and redeemer of the universe, revealed in Christ. This is a Christian side of this conversation. Muslims and Jews and others will have a different account of this, but I'm here as a Christian. And so you start with God and your understanding of God and the universe created by God and God's purpose for the universe. You elaborate it as richly as you can. And theology in the pub is a great place to do that elaboration. And eventually, as you elaborate that, because how to put it biblically, if Jesus has a name that is above every name in heaven and on earth, then everything can be taken into the purview of a well-articulated theology. So you elaborate the theology, and eventually, as you elaborate it, you'll come to the natural sciences. And so there's the other direction. What do you make of the natural sciences? How do you understand them? How do you cope with the challenges that they might offer? So two conversations, from science to God, from God to science. I love both conversations. The second conversation is not well known in the general population. The first conversation appears to be the standard line. Now, as a Christian, I feel I have no reason to blink or to be in any way apologetic about the great products of Western culture, most especially natural sciences. There's no need to blink. There's no need to be apologetic. There's no need to cringe. I hope some of that becomes clearer, if that needs to become clearer tonight. But that's certainly not the standard line on the conversation between science and religion. The public media present us with a different one, and one that I don't approve of or agree with. And I'd like to give you a reminder of it right now. So we're set up to show you Q&A from March, where Richard Dawkins and Senator Fielding, Steve Fielding, had an exchange. And here we go.
Answering your questions tonight, the Federal Minister for Agriculture, Tony Burke, Mental Health Expert and Australian of the Year, Patrick McGorry, Rabbi Jackie Ninio of Sydney's Progressive Emmanuel Synagogue, the author of The God Delusion, the greatest show on earth, evolutionary biologist and outspoken atheist Richard Dawkins, Family First Senator Stephen Fielding, and the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Julie Bishop. Please welcome that panel. And we're also sending our best wishes to Sister Veronica Brady, who was going to be part of tonight's panel but had to withdraw at the last minute due to ill health. Remember, Q&A is live from 9:35 Eastern Time. Join the Twitter conversation with your comments. If you have a question, send it by SMS to 1975522 or go to our website, abc.net.au/Q&A. Let's go straight to our very first question tonight. It comes from
Question for Richard Dawkins. Can one be a believer in God as well as a believer in the theory of evolution?
Richard, start with you.
First, I want to say, why am I the only one who's outspoken?
You want to be.
So obviously you can be a believer in God and in evolution, because the Archbishop of Canterbury is, the Pope is, at least the previous Pope was, and the present Pope kind of is almost there. And so is any bishop, so is any archbishop, so is any cardinal, so is any priest worthy of the name. So that is absolutely clear. As an empirical fact, it is easy to be both. I find it slightly hard. I have a certain niggling sympathy for the creationists, because I think, in a way, the writing is on the wall for the religious view that says it's fully compatible with evolution. I think there's a kind of incompatibility which the creationists see clearly, but the archbishops and the bishops, nevertheless, they've seen the evidence. Anybody who's seen the evidence knows that evolution is a fact, and so you can't get away from it. I think the writing's on the wall.
Evidently 40% of Americans disagree with it, and they can't reconcile their faith with the theory of evolution.
The figure varies between 40–45%, and has done for about the last 30 years. It's an astonishing figure, and that appears to be true. Gallup polls seem to suggest that that is true. It's even worse than that, because they actually believe that the world is less than 10,000 years old. And because since the true age of the Earth is 4.6 billion years old, that's a non-trivial error. I previously compared it to believing that the width of North America is 8 yards.
Steve Fielding, can one be a believer in God as well as a believer in the theory of evolution?
Look, I'm not an expert on these issues whatsoever. I think people in Australia have different beliefs, and their faith may drive them one way or the other. I actually believe in creationism. I think the Prime Minister does as well. So, look, I suppose at the end of the day, each person will come to their own conclusion on the issue, Tony.
You believe in creationism. So, no, because I've never heard you state this, but it's a fact, is that you believe in creationism, not evolution. Is that right?
That's correct. But look, each person will come to their own conclusion.
Richard, would you like to respond?
Do you believe the world is less than 10,000 years old?
Look,
do you believe that?
Look, I think that there are a lot of questions in this area, and I think people will come to their own conclusion. I don't want to force people into one way or the other. I'm not being metaphors. You're not being
creationist, an old earth creationist. So
you're a young earth creationist who believes the world is less than 10,000 years old.
Okay, so it goes on, right? Do you want to see what happens next? Dawkins says, so you're a member in the Australian Parliament. You believe. No, more laughter. That's the kind of public conversation between science and religion that I do not want to promote, that I do not endorse, that I think is unnecessary. But this is undoubtedly the image that is in many people's minds. And there are a couple of things about it. So Richard Dawkins does answer the fact that, yes, well, it seems that many church leaders can believe in evolution and believe in God, but he thinks the creationists are right. There's something that doesn't quite add up, really. And then he sets up a problem for the creationists, with the Earth being, according to them, 10,000 years old, whereas in fact science will tell you it's, as he said, 4.6 billion. And then the unhappy equivocation by Steve Fielding in not being able to give a straight answer. This is not good, because for all sorts of reasons, but one of them is that it doesn't have to be that way. Christians are certainly in a position to engage this question. So maybe tonight we might do a bit of that. There's one whole issue, God and evolution. Can I just mention a few other issues that are under this first kind of from science to God kind of conversation? Well, we've just heard about it, 10,000, 6 days, what is it? 10,000 years, all done in 6 days then. the ancient cosmology of the Bible, and isn't that an unavoidable problem for Christians?